Okay, we're getting ready to start week 2 of July, and I just gave the speech at the end of the last one. Oh, one thing I forgot to do is we've been putting these markers here to demonstrate that when it repeats, so that way I'm not taking these off prematurely. So there's a couple strategies here. Obviously, I want to take the airfields off. If I take an airfield like this one off, it makes flying to Berlin even that much easier. Or I can start taking airfields from here off to just make this not as insane. But I tend to be the kind of person that I like to exploit weaknesses. So I'm going to actually remove the one on the edge. So if I have to go deep, then this guy won't be intercepting. Is that really a smart thing? Let me look at my targets. I do have a couple targets that are over Berlin. So yeah, I'm going to take this guy out. Okay, so what do? Well, we roll for weather. That's what we do. Okay, first thing, this is Britain. It's partly cloudy. Zone 1. Ooh, zone 1 is stormy. So we cannot do a mission down here even if we wanted to. Zone 2 is a 2, which means that it's mostly cloudy. And then zone 3 is clear skies again. So that is still dictating that we need to go up there. And it might be the case because we can't even go here. And then the mostly cloudy, we would have to buy technology to negate that. So that's more SO points we'd have to spend. The one thing, though, about mostly cloudy is it does have a -2 air-to-ground, but it's a -2 response, Luftwaffe response. And if I buy the radar, look at this. My air-to-ground penalty gets negated, right? So I don't have an air-to-ground penalty anymore. And it's another -2 to the Luftwaffe response, so I can get a -4. So I do have to spend the 3 SO points, but that means I can do a mission here with all these Luftwaffe counters, and possibly, if I get to subtract 4 from the die roll, I might be able to get an average or a poor, so I'm not getting attacked so much. That's something to consider. I don't know how much to consider it, but it's something. So I have a lot of aircraft factories I see that are up in that northern zone. So the 3 airfields. So this airfield is on Hex 9, and I have high intel on it. Hex 7 and Hex 11. So the problem with the airfields, as you may have guessed, is this is 9, 7, and 11, and those are all in the stormy zone. So I cannot go after airfields this turn. So it's aircraft factories. Makes me think, you know, like the show, it's the British baking show. This week is, you know, chocolate fudge week. This week is aircraft factory week. Okay, sorry, I had to, when you have to explain it, it's not as funny. Okay, so we're going to do aircraft factories, and I think what I want to do is ideally I want to go after a 4 and one of these 3s. I mean, those are obviously the higher priority. And then let's go see if there's any other bonuses. We do have like the reserve -1, which I think, now that I think about it, is that we get to destroy a plane from the reserve, is what that is. There's opportunities for extra victory points. This one's an air-to-ground +2, and it's the 4 victory point one, right? So let me zoom out a little bit for you. So it's 4 victory points, and it's an air-to-ground +2. It does have a bandit, but that's definitely going to be one of our targets, I think. And then let's look for the 3 supply ones. This is a 3 supply one that has a chance for an extra victory point. It's in Hex 15. This one is in Hex 7. It's the other 3 supply one. Hex 7 is off limits because of stormy weather. So we're going to go for the Hex 15 one, which is in the clear skies. Now that does mean the Luftwaffe response is going to get a +1. I'm not so worried. I actually think that all the Luftwaffe response, when you have an escort that's doing as well as our escort has been, we're moving this counter like a banshee and just removing stuff off the board. It's almost like we want to get some bandits, especially now that we have 2 Mustangs that are just shooting the crap out of them. So we need to do recon, because neither of these have been reconned. So red and white. Red is this one. Red was a good roll. White at least didn't get destroyed. This is going to be low intel. That's not good. And I'll roll for the low intel. That is a crappy roll. I rolled a 4. -1 air to ground, +1 flak. So that is... So the -1 air to ground cancels the +1 air to ground for that. So this one's going to be painful to go after. And the flak gets 2 rolls. That's super painful. This one is going to be a medium intel. This one's right over Berlin. This one's next to Berlin. So the Berlin one has to be the B-24s, because that's a range 4. So we have to do the B-24 group to go here. The other group has to go here. So Hogwild will be here, and Hogwild can help offset that. So that's our plan for the week. Let's do the B-24s first. And with that in mind, the B-24s are going to take the one that does not have Out of the Sun. So that one's, they're not going to take the Ace. Maybe they should, but they're not going to. Okay, so let's do that one first. So that would be this one right here. So our flight path for the day is going to be our usual 1, 2, 3, and then zing. I'm not doing any distraction missions, at least not for this one. And as far as escorts go, the 357 has to do a sweep to be able to stay with them. So that could impact their ability to... The 392nd has to be the lead. So we got ourselves a red, white, and blue. Okay. So I'm going to move this target up. Like so. All right, so we got to load up our bombs here. Oh, and Jesus. I didn't even collect our SO points. So 3 plus 28 is 31 SO points for this week. All right, so with 31 SO points, we do have to buy chaff. So that's going to be 4, right? This is basically going to be an every week expense now. So we're going to buy the chaff for our leaders. Done. So no worries there. So now we have a bunch left. Can I buy a bomber? Of course I can. Should I buy a bomber is the question. If I did, I have to put him in a bomber group. So I would put him in the B-24 bomber group. So does that mean I'm buying a B-24 bomber, or am I buying another B-17 who can't keep up with them? Now I can buy a B-7. Here's an interesting one. This particular commander has a replenish 3 with an air to ground -1. Considering how bad flak is, this is actually a pretty cool commander all of a sudden. And then he gets SA, which is even more interesting. This one I just don't think is worth even paying the 3 points. The frontal attacks don't even happen. Now, if we had a commander that was doing frontal attacks, that might be a different story. Yeah, this guy sucks. So we're going to move him out of the side. The formation, not worried about it. By the way, I was supposed to do formation checks on the way home that last week, but if you recall, we drew no bandits every time, so it made no difference. Evasion. This one actually would be really good for Hog Wild so he doesn't get reassigned to the Pacific. Not interested. And then all technology is available, so this guy is not worth it. He's more helpful in the 1942 mission. Now, the shooting star technology is not yet available, but I don't think you can use shower to get an early tech and then have this be the early tech. Can you imagine doing that in 1942? Hey, I'm going to get shooting star. I think that would break the game. I think the early tech has to be attached to the plane, not just, you know, I just researched jets in 1942. So if I subtract 4, that puts me to 28 points. If I bought a B-17, I mean, it's only going to cost me 14 points to buy a B-17. So even at 28 minus 14, you know, that's still 14 points left for bombs, for all of our bomber groups. We're sitting in a fantastic position. Now the question then becomes, you know, because I want the extra range to keep up with the other B-24s, is do I buy a B-24? It's just going to be one of these older ones, so like a B-24D. Death Dealer, look, has an excellent replenish. I mean, that's a replenish too at veteran. These other ones don't have replenish, so he may be worth doing. And then this Paradise Lost is still the best B-17 in the game. I mean, look at that air to ground of +2 at veteran. It's the only one. It's still the best one. So, you know what? Buy this one next time and just get the chin turret upgrade and technology, and you'll be happier, I think. Now, he doesn't have repair or replenish points, so I guess he has the same problem that Hog Wild has. I probably should look at this stuff while I'm offline between videos, and I apologize I don't. There's B-24s available. This Hitler's Hearse or Death Dealer thing is pretty good. Hitler's Hearse is also good, but he goes against oil targets. And he does replenish. These guys are 16 SO points, though. That's the trick. And then if I want, I'd have to spend 20 if I want to get him started at a average. It would be nice to have that 4th bomber. But that's 20 points. Then I would only have 8 points left to actually buy bombs. So what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to wait and let this SO points build up a little bit more. We're going to just buy whatever bombs we need to, and then we'll buy a bomber next round. These guys have taken some significant damage, these B-24s. So this is going to be a tough mission for them. Yeah, it is. Okay, so what are we going to do? I have 8 tonnage points. So I'm going to do 3, 6. So I'm figuring out what kind of bombs I'm going to put on each one. Some of these guys are so close to being shaken. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I got my 2 Gucci's with the +2 air to ground and an incendiary on Bomb Toten Mama. That's 8 weight points. The chaff takes 1. This one takes 3 for 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's a 0 cost. And then this one's going to be nothing but zeros on that one. I just don't have enough. Well, I mean, I do have enough, I guess. Do I really want to spend all these points? I'm already spending 3, 6, 7, 8. I just spent 8 points. Plus the 4 would be 12. 12 total points. You know what? I'm going to just buy one of these for 4. So that would be 15 total points. So 31 minus 15. We got 16 left. Thing is, if I buy 15 for the next group, I'm down to 1 SO point. So I'm not getting myself, I'm not saving anything. So I can buy a bomber. However, if I spend a week going after nothing but airfields and go with 0 cost bombs, that's when it's going to happen. So, anyways, let's get ripping here. Gonna roll for the Luftwaffe. I rolled a 3. That is a wonderful roll. A 3 is still an average response, though. I mean, this guy, I think that last commander was like 1 to 5 was poor. So an average response is a max of 4, but it's only who we fly over. So this mission is going to be a lot quicker. 1, 2, 3. We get responded to by him. So we're going to get 1 bandit. Easy peasy. And we get this guy. And we do attack first. I rolled a 10. He's destroyed. It's like taking candy from a baby. So we get the experience point for the Mustang. And we move up 1 on the track. All right, so now we're over target. And we're going to do flak rolls, red, white, and blue. Okay, so it's 2 of them. And yes, they are getting +2 to their flak rolls. Okay, so red is Jive Bomber. We know that. White is 458. That's Bomb Totin' Mama. And then blue is Sad Sack. All right, so red had a 7, white, and blue. Now, red adds 1 because he gets 2 from this, or 2 from the campaign, but he has a -1 because of this. So that becomes an 8. It's still just 1 hit, so red goes to -6, which is getting close to shaken, but not quite. All right, white is a flat-out miss, which is awesome because that one was very close to being shaken. And then blue is a miss, also awesome. Actually, no, blue adds 2 to a 6, so blue gets hit for 1. He doesn't mitigate any of it. All right, but the problem is we got to roll again. And so that's the biggest issue here. And what I have is, that was a 4, 3, and 3. So this becomes a 6, but this makes it a 1. Did I? Was that a 4? You know what? I think I bumped it. I don't remember what it was. So I'm going to re-roll the red one. I rolled a 4. So all that worry for nothing. Okay, this does become a 6, but then it gets reduced to a 5. So we got 3 misses. Very good news there. Sorry, I think I'm getting tired because my mind is just not as focused. Okay, so now we bomb. We have clear skies, so we get a +1 there. Oh, we got a +1 to our Luftwaffe response, but it doesn't matter. We were fine in that regard. So +2 from this, +1 from the weather. So that's +3 from the card. We're going to start with this guy. He has this +2 of these. So red for this, and then the white and blue for that. And it's just the +3. So that's a 7, and then these are 2 6s. Well, the 7 is 3 hits, and the 2 6s are misses. So all we got was 3 hits with this guy. That's not good. We need how many? 13? Oh, there's a bandit here. So let's draw for the bandit. We do get one. So our fighter has to deal with the bandit, and I also forgot to draw the engagement token. So we are in sweep. So we have a -4. He's still not shaken. We're going to roll. I rolled a 6. He's destroyed. Just in case you're curious, we get a +7. So we do get another experience point. And the destroyed meter goes to 5. So we're going to be able to remove another airfield at the end of this week. All right, and so now we're back to regular scheduled programming. This one has an incendiary, a 0, and a 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, that's it. So red will be the incendiary, and then white and blue. All right, so we got a 9, a 2, and a 7. That's clearly a hit. This gets added +3 because of the card and weather. So that actually becomes 3 hits. And then this is a big 0. So 4 hits for the target. That puts us to 7. I'm getting nervous. We need 13. So that gets us to 7. And it's on fire. All right. I am actually doing this in a dramatic fashion because we do have our best bombs on this next guy. So we got another incendiary, and then we got 2 Gucci's. The Gucci's are really Gucci on this because he gets a +2 from his card. He gets +3 from the weather and that target, so that's 5. And then these make it a +7. And like I said, I don't have to roll for these. Even if I roll a 1, I get an 8. So I'm just going to roll 1 die for this. And that is 1 + 3 is 4, 5, 6. That is the only thing I could have rolled to miss with the incendiary, and I did. So I guess that's the karma for getting automatic hits here. This is 6 automatic hits. So that's like SO points well spent to get guaranteed hits. So 7 + 6 is exactly 13. We don't have to roll for the incendiary. We do destroy the target, but just barely. We didn't have a single hit to spare. So this is huge. This is a 4 victory point 1, and we get to get rid of a 4 supply factory. That was a big win for us. So now we're flying back home, and we do have one more. We're going to deal with that. So I do have to draw the variant to make sure my fighter is still... I do get another -4. So I'm at -9. My fighter is shaken, not stirred. And here's our bandit. We do get one. I keep hoping to get one of those noobs. We haven't seen one of those in like forever. There's a whole bunch of them in there. Look at that. You can see 2 of them right there at the bottom. See that green? There's 2 there. There's the 3rd one. There's at least 4 in here. I don't know if we... Yeah, I don't think we destroyed any of them. We destroyed some of the veterans. Okay, so we get to roll. I rolled a 1. Now, normally I think I would still hit him, but because we're shaken, I only get +5 now. So 1 + 5 is 6. I did not get him. So now he's going to shoot at us. He rolls a 10. We subtract 2. It becomes an 8. That's 2 hits on us. That's not good. So we're at -3 now. And here's what's crazy is I think now with the sweep is 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh my gosh, we only have 1 hit point left before we have to retreat. That time it's a 7 plus 5 is 12 minus 1. We got him. Okay, that was a little closer for comfort, but we still got him. And we make it home. All right, don't need to fly any of this other stuff. We make it home because the Luftwaffe response was low. That was actually a gift to have the low Luftwaffe response. All right, we get 4 victory points for this. That puts us to 32. We got 5 experience. I already gave him the 2 for succeeding in the mission. So we need 6 to level up. He is the guy who can level up for 1 point less. So he's leveling up again. He went from skilled to veteran all in 1 week. That's pretty slick. So here we go. Let's do it. First of all, this flips over. So he now has good aim. We have a lot of them with good aim. So we get this, and then he becomes a veteran, which means he now gets a +6 to his attack, which is super good. The drawback to him is he doesn't have replenish. So, but because of the good aim, he now gets another +1. So if you take this +6 and then that +3, he's at a +9 now. It's pretty sweet. He's pretty much unstoppable, just like the other guy. So very good, very happy with that. Okay, not done. Sad Sack gets 2. That puts him to 6. And Sad Sack is leveling up to skilled. So we'll do that in a second. Jive Bomber gets 2. That puts him to 6. He's 1 away. Then Bomb Toten Mama gets 2 and got a long way to go for that one. So let's do Sad Sack here. Sad Sack is going to become skilled. Why am I... Yeah, that's right. I forgot. I bought all the V24s. I was going to say, why am I buying all these guys? Like, this guy actually does have replenish. It's just he's not high enough yet. Okay, so I think, yeah, that wraps that up. So let's do mission 2 now. So we got this factory destroyed. I'll put it in our discard pile, and then we're going to take a build marker, put it on August. Let's do the next factory. Now this one is on hex 15. So if you're looking at targets, this moves here, and we have to do a direct route. We can't dilly-dally, but we can still go that way, like so. I do have these 2 to be concerned about if we roll high enough on, excuse me, the Luftwaffe. I could do a distraction mission, but right now all of my guys are at full health. It's the other guys that just went that are desperately hurt. So we're going to go, and we have our Out of the Sun guy. So let's just rock and roll. So our Out of the Sun guy, I don't think needs to do a sweep. So we'll just have him go up high. And who's our leader? It is Blind Date with 388. 1, 2. Sorry, you're probably, yeah, you're seeing it. Okay, so we got 4 bombers in this group. Unfortunately, I can't take flak bait with me, even though I think I can take 5 bombers on the mission. Flak bait doesn't have the range. You know what? I could do it just for fun. We can put, you know, like a we could just put 2 tons less on him. So then he will have 6 range, and he'll be able to bring one single 2-ton bomb. I could do it just so he can get some experience points. Whoa. Sorry. My tripod is... Okay. Not going to do it. It just slows me down. All right. Did I remember to draw the return home? No, I did not. So what would that have been? Bonus SO points. That is huge because that last target was 4. So I'm really glad I remembered to draw the card. So we get 4 more. That puts us up to 20. Because we spent 15 and now we're down to 16. Okay, so what do I want to do? We have -1 air to ground. We have +1 flak, and the flak is going to get to do 2 rolls. We're probably going to take some significant damage here, but I can't do anything about that. But what I can do is just say we need to destroy this sucker. It takes 15 hits. I can put some 4-weight bombs at my disposal here. Do some 4 damage on them. I can even get like bombs that only weigh 3 that do 3 damage. They're actually pretty economical because they only weigh 3 instead of 4. That's pretty interesting. So here's what I'm looking at. I mean, so this one costs 3. It does potentially 4 damage, right? This one costs 2 and potentially does 3 damage. My thumb is covering it up, but the one on the left weighs 4 weight points. The one on the right only weighs 3 weight points. So for 6, I can do up to 8 hits, and it would cost me 8 weight points. And for this one, I can spend 6 and get 9 hits. We're assuming you hit everything, right? There's a potential for 9 hits. And actually, hold on. Yeah, that would cost 8. This one would potentially cost, or do 9 hits for the same price, but it would cost 9 of my weight points. So yeah, you are spending the same amount, but that extra hit this one's doing does cost you 1 more weight point. Oh, choices. This is one of those things where I really want to be cheap because I think I can pull it off, but then I'm going to be very angry if I do a mission. Here's the thing. If you do a mission like we did last month and you fail, it's very deflating because you only get so many missions and you want to get as much out of them as you can. So I'm trying not to be super cheap here. So let's look at it another way. I have 20 SO points. I think I would be okay with spending 10. And then that would leave 10 left over to trickle into next week. So let's do that. So if I spend 3, $6 for 8. $6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that would be 4, 8, 10. That's 12 weight points right there. Nope. That's 4, 8. This is 6 weight points. I have to give it to somebody else. Give it to him. And then everybody else is just going to carry 0 pointers. Everybody else is going to have at least 1 of these. And then the rest will be 0 pointers. Okay, so here's... we're putting 8 points worth of bombs here. And then it's going to have, like I said, an incendiary, which will make it 10. And then a 0 pointer will be 12. And then here is going to be 6 points of bombs with the incendiary. No, this is just full. And this one's going to be an incendiary with 2 0 bombs. And then this is going to be, oh, this guy has an odd number because of the chaff. So I need one of these. All right, I'll spend 2 more points to put this one on him, because that's 4 weight points, and then he'll have an incendiary. This one, 6 is full. This one's an incendiary plus 0s. So I just spent 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I spent 12. So 2 more than I initially wanted to do. But it does leave me with 8 left over for next week. So there's the other thing. If we get bad weather, I need to spend 6 points to mitigate that. If we ever lose a recon plane, that's going to cost me 8 points to replace. This stuff can be expensive, these variants. This game, by the way, is a lot easier if I didn't have some of these variants. So I know I've mentioned it before. My apologies. Okay, let's go. Rolling the Luftwaffe. That is a bad roll. So 6 plus the clear weather makes it a 7. So we have a high response. So yes, we're going to get swarmed a bit here. Okay, so we're going to fly here. Nothing's going to intercept. Then we're going to go here, and we're going to get intercepted by 1 local. And 1, 2, 3 from range 1. So 4 total. The high response has a max of 5. Oh, and then we need to draw a card. Oh my gosh, the weather is worse than expected. Apply a -2. Come on. Oh. That -2 is getting added to this -1. Come on. That's -3. And then we're going to get +1 from the card and +1 from that weather. So we're going to have a net of -1. Oh. Okay. So let's do the bandits. 1 local and then 3 outside. So I have to draw them separately here. So here's the one that's local. No bandit. And then 3 from range 1. 1, 2, 3. And 3 no bandits. Imagine that. So this one is flipped over. Nope, he's this side. And we go first. I rolled a 1, but he's still destroyed because that's just how he rolls. I don't get experience anymore because he's an ace pilot, but we can move that by 1. And then we get over the target. And actually nobody intercepts because this is flipping over, and then this is going to go to 2, 2, and 2, like that. So this isn't going to be as bad as we thought. So we do have to do with the flak, though. It's 2 rolls, red, white, and blue, and sometimes Y. A 6 hits. Let's get more into view here. Red, white, blue, and sometimes Y. Okay, obviously they all get to add +2 because of the crappy mechanic thing. Also, the low intel gives them a +1, but we have a durability of 1 that negates that. So they're all adding +2. So this is 10 and 10, 5 and 8. This is the only one that misses. This one does 1 damage to whoever's last. That's the 499th. That's Hogwild. So Hogwild gets 1. And then these other 2 get 3. So good thing they have no damage on them at all. Homesick Angel gets 3. And Blind Date, oh no, Blind Date already had damage. Blind Date is up to 5 now. He's almost shaken. And he's going to be shaken after we roll again. Because there's 2 rolls with this. All right, red, white, blue, and sometimes Y. This is a 7. That's a 7. These are both 1 hit. So Hogwild gets 1. And then blue is 351. Yep, that's Screwball. Screwball gets his first hit. And then these are both 3 hits again. Jeez Louise. Okay, so Homesick Angel is up to 6 damage. He's not shaken, but Blind Date is. Blind Date is up to 8 damage and is shaken. Okay, so now we get to attack. And like I said, it's a net of -1 now because of the stupid event card. So Blind Date gets a +1 on his card. Or no, I'm sorry, he's shaken. He gets another -1. So he's actually getting a -2 for his rolls. So this is 1. And then that's 2 for 5. And then this one is 3. So red, white, and blue. He's getting a -2 to his rolls. This is ridiculous. Seven, 1, and 4. That's a miss. That's a miss. The 7 becomes a 5, which means he only did 1 hit. Oh, we may not do this, folks. I need 15 hits on this. And that was, I actually spent SO points just to get 1 hit. All right, so this next guy has only this. Just those 2. But he does get a +1, so he negates the -1. So these are just straight up rolls. No bonus, no subtraction. Oh, come on. That's 1 hit, and that's a miss. So we are at 2. This is pathetic. That was supposed to at least do 4 hits or more. All right, so now we're on Screwball, and I've put stuff away that I wasn't supposed to put away. Screwball is even worse. I didn't even spend SO points on him. So he's got that alignment. And red, white, and blue, of course. And his bonus is -2. That's a miss. Miss and a miss. Complete misses. So now we go to Hog Wild, who cannot possibly do this. That is 8 points. And then we said that was going to be 10, and that's 12. So that's his situation. So we're going to roll 4 dice. Red and white, blue, sometimes Y. Obviously there's a -1 from the card, but we get +4 from the pilot. So we are going to get +3 to all these rolls, which is something, but I don't think it's possible for him to do enough hits here. Oh my gosh, that's a 1. Come on. Red, white, blue, and sometimes Y. All right, well, here's the good news. That's a 10. The good news is that's a hit. The good news is that's a 10. And if I add +3 to this, I at least get 1 hit out of it. It's pathetic, but it's 1. So 2, 3, +4 is 7, +1 is 8 hits. So we got this thing up to 10 hits. 10 hits is not enough to do heavy damage. I needed 11. So we did a medium damage to this target. But it is on fire because of this Hog Wild. And if I roll an 8 or better, I do 2 sets of damage from Incendiary, which would still destroy the target. If I roll a 6 or a 7, it'll upgrade it to heavy damage, but it still won't be destroyed. So let's see if the Incendiary pays off. I need a miracle roll of 8 or better. Look at that. The dice rolling does this to you. I mean, how can you not get adrenaline rush from this? This is just so insane. I was just angry a few seconds ago, and now I'm crying with joy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We did it. So we hit the second number on the incendiary roll. So the medium gets upgraded twice. So it goes from medium to heavy to destroyed. So, wow. See, the incendiary bomb saved us from low intel, from bad weather, all kinds of, you just name it, crap. Now, we didn't get the 18 victory point. Like, we didn't get the 18 plus damage for the extra victory point here. But I am not complaining one bit. We pulled that off. So I'm going to take this 3 supply and destroy it. So that's out. We're going to put another build marker for next month. I forgot to draw when we encountered those bandits. I forgot to draw this, so we got a -3. Because now we're flying home and we got to deal with them again. Here's our card for flying home. Designate one group as fast. So every pilot in my arsenal is fast. So that is insane. I never imagined that, but every one of them, all the B-17s and the fighter, they're all fast. So, so we're good there. Okay, so we're gonna fly here. This guy didn't get a chance to refresh, so we're only gonna take on 1. These guys didn't get a chance to refresh all the way. We're gonna take on 1 and then we're home. So 1 bandit. Our fighter is still he's completely undamaged. He has 3 damage from the fake variant thing. And we destroyed whatever I draw. I forgot to draw it first. Okay, yep, we destroyed it. So no experience point there, but we get to move the marker. We're up to 2 now, and we make it home. So let's deal with home. This was 3 victory points. So we're up to 35. And Screwball gets 2. He's up to 5. That's not enough. Actually, it is enough because he has -2 XP per level. So Screwball is going to be skilled. In a second here. Okay, and then it was the ace pilot, so he's not getting experience. Homesick Angel gets 2. And he's at 3. That's not going to be enough. Hog Wild he's an ace. He doesn't get any. And then Blind Date gets 2. And that puts it at 4. That's not going to be enough for him. All right, so we got to level up Screwball. We totally forgot to roll for our individual missions. So we got to take care of that and then give ourselves experience from that. So, Screwball. This is where he's at now. You can see he's a fast pilot with +4, -1. And then he's going to become skilled. So he finally at least has no penalty. He does get a replenish, which is probably why we picked him. So I didn't even realize I was going to get a fast pilot too. And then we forgot to do the individual bomber variant. So let's roll to see what position we would have been. We definitely would have been middle. And now we just got 1 experience point. So that puts us a couple of things. First of all, we get our first checkbox here. And I know it doesn't look right, but I did get an experience point, which would be 2. So we're going to now get our first +1 on the mechanic. So we're back to 0 experience points with him. And I'm going to set this off into our victory pile. And we, like I said, we're home. So no worries there. Okay, so now we're doing end of week. Obviously, we're going to start week 3 in the next video. End of week, replenish 2. This goes back in the cup. This one has no replenish, so he's at 3 damage. We're moving through. This one has replenish 1, so the -8 is going to become a -7. He's still shaken, so he may need to take a rest. This one gets a replenish Oh no, he does not. This one has a replenish 1, so his 1 damage goes away. And then Hog Wild has 2 damage. He's going to have to live with it. Then we come over here and we come back to here. This one has replenished 2 from that, so he goes down to -4. Very helpful there. These 3 don't have replenish, so you know, it's one of those funny things where it would be nice to have just a whole week where they don't go on a mission, but that's so painful. The victory points and everything that you lose from that. Okay, so yeah, we're going to be starting week 3. We've destroyed 2 of the factories. So we did the 2 vehicle factories. We did 2 of these. We have 4 missions left to do. And the world is our oyster. So we can go after airfields still to try to rack up points here. We can go after more of these. Heck, with 4 more missions left this month, we could theoretically just ping them all. I think the only thing that's detrimental there is we keep spending SO points for special bombs, and because that's what's needed to take these out in 1 mission. We just don't have the strength to take it out with free bombs, and that's the only drawback, is I'm spending a lot of SO points to chase these things down, and we just barely did it with this last one. Not to forget, we do have one of these, so I get to destroy another Luftwaffe target. I'm looking at our targets here. We have one that's on 14, which is where? Here. We have one on 3, which is there. We have one on 7, which is in the pit trap. We have 2 on 11, another one on 7, and another one on 9. So we have 2 of them here, 1 here, 2 there. So what do? I mean, that's always the $1,000,000 question. As you know, I've been ignoring these, so it's like, you know, do I keep ignoring them and then, you know, take this one off, for example, and then the north is still very clear. For the next 2 weeks, there is only 1 mission up in the north, and that's this one right here. I can tell you that with these 2 staying on the board, that's an easy peasy mission. So this one is annoying just because when we do go deep, he's going to intercept all the time. But the ones that keep intercepting and then intercepting again are these ones that we hit early when we're flying out. So I think this one will be destroyed. If this ever moves forward, it destroys this one. So we're going to sort of leave him there. So I think with all that deliberation, I'm going to take out a 13. Okay, that ends the week. Stay awesome. I'm going to take a break, mental break, and then I might get a few more in tonight. Also, I think my battery is really low, so we'll give it a chance to charge for a bit. And yeah, 2 more weeks before we end July. This thing goes, by the way, all the way until April of 45. So we have a lot of game left before this is over. I sometimes bite off more than I can chew. With about an hour an episode, and that's an hour a week, basically, and we're doing 4-week months. That's 4. So 2 weeks left this month, 4 next month. That's 6, 9, 12, 15, 17, 19, 21, 24, 27 more hours is left to finish this game. Oh boy. All right. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome.